Hi, it's Katie Sariani Bowl with Katie Stories number 19. This is number 19. Too bad it wasn't number 20 because this is my first Katie story in 2020. So Happy New Year again. I'm a little late getting back, just getting in the flow with the routine. I was going to do a Katie story last weekend and some of my friends were going to join me. We're called the Fab Five. We've been hanging out, kindergarten, grade 8, grade 10, 12. Somehow in our 20s, we realized that we were always together, that if there's the ones you could count on, it was those friends. And we called each other the Fab Five. But, we still allow other people to play with us. Sometimes we call them like the sensational six or sexy seventh. So Sue, I love you, Sue, if you're watching this, was just awesome and took us all away last Saturday night. And we went up to Courtney and stayed in this beautiful hotel called the Old House and Spa Hotel, which I promptly booked for my husband and I for our anniversary coming up. So we're going there in a few weeks for a night. And she treated us. She would not let us pay. We had this massive big suite and massages like right off the hop when we got there. And I was the only one that braved later that night to go down to the pool and the hot tub, but the pool wasn't warm enough. So yeah, we just ate and drank and played Cards of Humanity or whatever that game is. Yeah. So by the next day, no one, including me, we just were not feeling like we were in the greatest shape to all be on camera. And it was a really beautiful day, so it was tempting because we were driving by the ocean, taking the ocean route home, and it would have been great. So one of them is a little bit shy about it anyway and doesn't want to be on camera. So I think Stacy, West Coast Gypsy, will be joining me soon. And I'm really looking forward to that. So I'll have to wear my West Coast Gypsy shirt. If you haven't heard of West Coast Gypsies, it's one of the hottest brands of design t-shirts, sweatshirts, stickers, hats on the island, Vancouver Island. Stacy was actually the #1 item sold in the pop-up store in Woodgrove Mall. Yay, you're amazing. And I won't disclose the amount, but the amount of sales was just, knocked her off her feet. Like she's just, she started with a dream, right? And it was small, just a few types of t-shirts, and she designed it and had a friend silk screen it and put it on these shirts, and it's just going crazy. I'm so happy for her. So I started off the new year. It was awesome with great friends. When I got home from that little trip that Sunday afternoon, my daughter had already left to go back to Edmonton where she's going to university. She's 18. We had such a great time over the holidays, going to hot yoga together and hanging out. And I felt pretty calm. I thought, wow, I'm not crying like a big boo, like when we left her in August. And I thought, gee, this is okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm not freaking out about it. I'm home and she's gone. And, I texted her and wished her goodbye. But no, it was that night hanging up my wet laundry as I was hanging it up on my dryer. We always, share the dry rack together. And I didn't see her things, her little Lululemons and sports bras. And all of a sudden it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Yeah, and the tears came and I started to cry. I miss you, girl. It was just such a great visit. So good to have her home. So now I should be telling more stories. And, what did I want to tell you a story about? Okay. Yesterday, the teacher I work with I didn't get it on my iPhone for some reason, but she got this alert, came off her phone saying that Neil Peart died from Rush, the drummer. And, right away verified it on Wikipedia to make sure it wasn't fake news. And it was true. So I was so sad. I let my brother Fred know right away. Fred is the biggest Rush fan. We all were. My cousin Brett, who lived with us at the house on 311 Elizabeth, loves to tell me the story of years ago, back in the early 80s, where my mom just kind of looked at him, and she's the cute, little old lady with the perm. And she just looks at my cousin and goes, you know something, Brett? I just love Rush. I love them. So, they were cranked up in our house from Fly By Night. That was one of my first albums. So I think my first rock album was Kansas in grade 4. Fool's Overture. And then my second album was Caress of Steel by Rush, because I loved Lakeside Park and Bastille Day, and I still love that. So when I got home last night, I threw on Spotify on a playlist, and I was just looking today. So if you're a Rush fan, yeah, Fly By Night, you know, it's a cool story. That song, one of their first songs, I'm trying to think now. No, it wasn't Fly By Night. Now I'm getting confused. Caress of Steel, that was like my first album. Moving Pictures is awesome. Hemispheres. So I was saying yesterday on Facebook, I put a little blurb out. I was, you know, just really heartbroken. So was my brother and some of the other people. We're all big fans. And I've been to 3 concerts, and that's really nothing. When you're a devoted Rush fan, you should have at least like 15 concerts under your belt. When I went in 1978, I went with my friend Barb. We're still great friends. We met in kindergarten. We were in grade 7, and we got just high off all the pot fumes in the whole arena. So we were finding change all over the ground, and we were buying all the food at the concession. And yeah, took the bus home. We had a lot of freedom in those days. You didn't have all the hover parents and hovercopter. So then later that year, I think in 79, when they came back to do Hemispheres in Victoria, I went with my brother and his friends. And I had to meet them there with this big painting that my brother's friend had done of the naked guy. I hope I'm saying the right album, Hemispheres. And it was so cool because I'm just this 12-year-old. I was still 12, standing there in my bright red satin disco jacket outside of the arena. And everybody was coming by checking out this wicked piece of art that I had. And then my brother and his friends found me, and my brother took one look at the jacket and said, "Get that off. You're not going in with us wearing a disco jacket." So I had to take it off and turn it inside out and hide the red satin. And then I remember when the concert was over the next day, getting back to Nanaimo, my mom was just, "Oh, how was the concert?" And she knew I'd been with my brother and his friends, and they were all 15 and I was 12. And she said, "I'm just curious, Kate, did you smoke pot?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, just a little sheep following the crowd." And I said, well no, because at least I didn't do acid. Like, then I really would have been a sheep following the crowd because they were all on acid, Mom. I just smoked pot. So yeah, we're cheeky Katieisms. But Rush was amazing. It was just part of our household growing up. And when I went to the 2013 concert with my best friend's husband, Andrew, and their 2 kids. So the daughter and I shared one bed, and Andrew and his son were in the other bed, and we went to see Rush. And my brother Fred was there too, so he came and joined us because there was an extra seat where we were. And when we went there, the biggest moment of joy I had, I think they were playing Limelight, and that's just a fantastic song, I think from 1980. And I turned around. I just happened to turn around, you know, I like to watch people's reactions at a concert. And I turned around and caught like these 3 young teenage boys, like 14, 15 years old, just standing up, like just rocking. And they were so excited. And it just filled my heart with joy, seeing this generation enjoying our old music so much. And Rush was a funny band, right? You could either love them or hate them. Yeah. So I want to start talking and reading my story about overcoming my eating disorder and body shame and all the inner work, realizing what that was all about, making the connections with it. And I'm going to save that for next week. So I'm going to leave off. I'm just going to read a little bit of where I left off in that story. So it's not kind of just jumping into the healing part when we come back next week. So I mentioned at the end, the last time I was reading, that I realized once I was slim when I was in Banff, that when life's lemons started hitting me in the head, I was reaching for food for comfort. And I was overeating, and I wasn't going to go back to being a fat girl. So I started to make myself vomit to keep the weight off. And I knew it was wrong, but it was working. I was keeping my weight down. I struggled with this for 12 years, asked my doctor for help, and thought I'd fixed it. And that was around 97, and I'm pretty sure I talked about that, so I'm not going to get into that again. And then I move on to my dad walked me down the aisle in 1999. That summer, he died from his 9th heart attack at age 79. My mom was heartbroken, but lived to meet my beautiful daughter, Talia. Mom passed away 8 years later at age 79. She'd swapped her illness and issues with God for shopping and had become an organized hoarder by the time she died. She was troubled, but happy and loved by many. With the birth of Talia, things started to shift for me. Although it was an exciting new chapter in my life, the stress of being a new mother triggered my eating disorder. Bulimia came roaring back in my life as I tried to cope with my years of stuffed down shame and lack of self-acceptance. So yeah, I'm gonna get into that with you and everything. The way that my healing all started and just kept evolving. It's a great story, and I just hope, if it can just help a few people or inspire you, it's worth telling. So have a wonderful day. Rest of your weekend. I'm actually filming this on a Saturday. Yeah. By the way, I did a little commercial over the holidays in Victoria for Czech TV. So if you're on Vancouver Island and you're watching the local Czech TV news, I'll be playing a 50-something. Okay, yeah, I am 53. I'm supposed to be playing a mid-50-year-old with my fake husband in our fake apartment with the dog and the bikes. I've got about 6 different scenes that we shot, and it was a blast. The men at Czech TV, Mike and Ted, are so awesome to work for. And so was my fellow actor, Mike, surfer dude. Yeah, he was really cool. And it just made it so comfortable. So I'm excited to see it. Yeah, and to see where this is all going. So that's it for now. And we'll talk to you next week. Thank you. And please remember, watch my videos. Give them a little thumbs up or a comment to help get past the algorithm fairies and elves. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Katie Stories. The link's in my bio. Or you could just click on the video and find it that way too. Thanks a million. Bye.